In today's FX markets, let's take a look at the Euro futures as they're realizing some selling pressure for a second consecutive day. We are seeing them down on the session. And with today's price action, we're seeing them now pushing down to 14-month lows, basically. The end of July 2020 is the last time we did see the Euro futures at these levels. And I think when you look at some of the reasons why we're seeing this continued momentum to the downside, over the last day or so, we did get some pretty dovish comments from some ECB officials, and I think that that's exacerbating maybe some of the selling pressure as we're seeing a divergence, I think, to some degree from other central banks across the globe. We did see the Reserve Bank of New Zealand raise rates last week. We're seeing a lot of other central banks indicating that they may rein in liquidity provisions in the coming months. Certainly the Fed here in the U.S. has indicated that. So that divergence, I think now, if the ECB does remain accommodative for longer, would in theory put pressure on the currency. And I think that's what we're seeing here as we continue to see this momentum realized to the downside. Looking at the trends, I do want to point out, as I mentioned, the Euro futures now trading at the lowest level for 2021 and also the lowest level going back 14 months. So that downtrend continues. We're seeing the dollar index pushing back up to the mid 94 level, 94.5, which is the higher end of the range. So we're really seeing most of the major currency futures markets lower on the session. I also want to point out that when you look at the euro versus the British pound, we are seeing that trading at the lowest level in a month, basically. So we continue to see the British pound showing relative strength to the euro here over the last month.